Regardless whether you file for bankruptcy in Canada or in the United States, you are going to need a lawyer. Filing is not something you want to do on your own. It gets complicated, and the last thing you want to do is to make decisions about how to proceed or who to work with when you don't have a solid grasp of what you are doing. The steps you need to take in order to file are the same no matter what type of bankruptcy you are filing for. Gather financial information. The first thing you need to do is to get organized. When you eventually get your attorney, he or she is going to need a comprehensive list of all your creditors, how much you owe, and how far behind you are. The attorney will also need a list of all your other financial obligations, including child support or alimony. What you want to do is put everything in one place where the information is clear and easily accessible. So you can see there, the first column is where you list all your creditors. For example, Visa, MasterCard, car loans, student loans. Just list everyone you owe money to here. In the next column, you want to fill in the addresses of all your creditors. You are probably going to have to dig this up. They are not likely to be useful to you personally, but your attorney is going to need them when he or she is filing out legal document. If you have gathered them all in one place beforehand, it's going to save you both time later. The next column over is the name on the account. Just make sure it matches up exactly to the documents your creditors have sent you. Sometimes there can be slight variation, such as a middle initial that is present on some cards but not others. You just want to check and see that everything is accurate here. The next column after this is the account number for each creditor. These are usually listed somewhere on official documents like bills. Go down the list and fill them all in. Next to the account number, you are going to list the total amount you currently owe to each creditor. This will include your principal plus any unpaid interest that is being building up on the account over time. Beside the total amount owed, you are going to write the monthly payment you have been making towards each of your debts. If you haven't been making any, just leave this line blank or put in a 0. Finally, the last column is where you list the date that you went into debt with each of your creditor. If you can't remember the exact date, that's okay. Just put in the year it happened instead. Once you have everything filled out, go dig up a folder, put your list in there along with everything else that is connected to your finances. You are going to want to include things like your current paycheck stamps, income documents such as unemployment record, child support, retirement, and so on. Copies of your tax return, information about the current value of your home and car, and copies of any court proceedings against you. It's going to be a tedious process, but at least you will be getting it out of the way. Find a good lawyer. When you have everything organized, the next step is to find a good lawyer who knows what to do with all of your information. Legally, you can represent yourself, but it's not recommended. You are dealing with enough stress and uncertainty as it is. A bankruptcy lawyer will not only be able to guide you toward good decisions, he or she will also complete your filing for you so you don't have to worry about it. There are a lot of people out there who claim to be the best bankruptcy attorney around. It's not always safe to trust the advertisements. Hands down, the best way to find a good lawyer is to get a referral for one from people you trust, like your friends or your family members. You can also ask other financial professionals that you already know and approved of to point you in the right direction. This could be people like your accountant or another financial consultant if you have one. If you don't know anybody that is going to give you a referral, you are going to have to shop around on your own. Look for attorneys who offer a free first visit. You don't want to pay to find the bankruptcy lawyer who is right for you. Meet with a few different attorneys before you make a decision, and be sure to ask about their fees and payment plans before you agree to work with one of them. Once you have a good attorney on your side, the bulk of hard work is off your shoulder. There are still a few other things the lawyer is going to want to know. For example, you want to let him or her know if you are thinking about getting married or divorced. You will also want to let the lawyer know if you are facing eviction or if you have an interest in a trust. All of the things that could make a difference in a bankruptcy process. After your lawyer files for bankruptcy on your behalf, you are also going to need to sign up for bankruptcy and credit counseling. In Canada, there are 2 mandatory counseling courses. The first is called Consumer and Credit Education and takes place shortly after declaring bankruptcy. The second is called Identification of Roadblocks to Solvency and Rehabilitation, and you will take this one shortly before being discharged from bankruptcy. In the United States, you will be required to take a credit counseling course. You can ask your attorney to give you recommendations about where to go for this. If there isn't a convenient location nearby, you can also do it online. Credit counseling will cost you between $20 and $50. You have to provide a certificate proving that you have received it between 180 days of filing from bankruptcy. Otherwise, you won't receive the discharge. Once that has been taken care of, you are done. Filing is finished and you can start the recovery process.